In this true crime documentary, we uncover the shocking case of Cheyenne Clough.
She was young, she was a single mom. I just don't think she knew exactly what she wanted to do in her life.
Heart-wrenching. I couldn't believe my daughter was dying.
I knew I was losing her and I didn't want that, but I knew she was gonna go with God.
Her best friend's doing this to her. It was like unbelievable.
I don't even know how to load it. God.
Yeah, you don't know who I am, but yes, you do.
On Wednesday, June 1st, 2016, a father was walking with his young child on their way to school near Crow Springs Park. The child noticed someone lying on the ground, motionless, with a pool of blood beside them. The father approached and realized it was a young woman. He did not get too close and immediately called the police.
911, where's the emergency?
I'm at Crow Springs Park in Wright County off of Highway 25.
Yep.
I just pulled into the park here and there's somebody laying here. It looks like they're dead.
Within less than 5 minutes, the first responder arrived, and police units from Wright County began reaching the scene. Shortly after, an ambulance pulled in. At first, everyone believed the paramedics would only transport the body of the young woman who appeared to have been shot multiple times to the medical examiner. But as soon as the medics checked, they discovered a faint pulse. The victim was still alive. Within minutes, the ambulance was rushing her to Mercy Hospital in a desperate attempt to save her life. Before departure, investigators made sure her hands were placed inside bags. The wounds on her hands suggested they might hold critical evidence to identify the shooter. At the crime scene, detectives were faced with a mystery. The young woman had no identification, no phone, and nothing that could reveal who she was. The only possible clue was a tattoo on her body with the name Daisy D. At the hospital, her fingerprints were taken. The results revealed she was a 19-year-old woman named Cheyenne Clough. The first step investigators took was contacting her family, who rushed to the hospital. They were not allowed to touch her. Even doctors had to wear gloves to handle her because her chances of survival were slim. Despite that, her family held on to hope. Cheyenne was only 19 years old and the mother of a 3-year-old daughter. While the family waited at the hospital, Cheyenne's sister confirmed that Cheyenne had sent a message to their mother around 2 a.m., telling her not to lock the dorm door because she was coming home. This was the first real clue for detectives. It suggested that Cheyenne may have been the victim of a robbery since all her belongings were missing and her car was gone. Or so they thought at that moment. An APB was issued to locate her car. Investigators canvassed the nearby area, asking residents about the shooting. People reported hearing gunshots around 3 a.m. This meant Cheyenne had been lying there bleeding for nearly 3.5 hours. Detectives recovered 4 shell casings at the scene. That number of shots raised doubts about robbery being the motive. It hinted at something more personal. Naturally, investigators began looking into Cheyenne's relationships. They learned she had been dating Devin Boyles for about 8 months. Everyone described him as abusive and with a bad reputation. Detectives needed to find him and question him. But then came the surprise. Devin Boyles had been arrested the night before. He was already in custody after being picked up by a bounty hunter. While detectives were trying to learn more about Cheyenne's life and preparing to sit down with Devin Boyles, her close friend Nicole came to the police with information that would change everything.
She wanted me to come get her. She got kicked out of Justin's house. They kicked her out of the house. I don't have a car that's running right now, and I couldn't come get her.
And what time was this at?
Like 2:30 in the morning. I had a couple missed calls from her.
Was Justin carrying a gun as far as you know?
I've heard off and on that he has.
You never saw him with one, but would it surprise you if he was carrying a gun? Or
No. He's like, where's this piece of as far as I know?
Yeah.
Waste of air, waste of space. Natasha will do anything Justin tells her to do. Justin would tell her to go jump off a bridge with no water on the bottom, and she'd ask if she had to clean up her own mess when she landed.
In her interview, Nicole explained that Cheyenne had been at the home of her best friend Natasha Brenberg's boyfriend, Justin Jensen, until about 2:30 a.m. This meant she was in that house only 30 minutes before neighbors reported hearing gunshots. Detectives decided to start there and postpone questioning Devin Boyles. After all, he had been in custody since the day before Cheyenne's shooting, which made his involvement seem unlikely. Officers went to the residence at 233 Birch Avenue, South Maple Lake. What they found changed the direction of the investigation completely. The house was empty, but in total disarray, as if the occupants had left in a hurry.
This door had to be forced open. There's just a bit of a patio area. Majority of things you see were all done prior to our entry. As far as why everything is located where it is.
The first thing that caught the detective's attention was graffiti on the wall with the same name as Cheyenne's tattoo, Daisy D. When they searched the basement, they discovered evidence of gunfire in the ceiling and several spent .22 caliber shell casings. They matched the same caliber used at the scene where Cheyenne was shot. At that moment, detectives were convinced that the people living there, Justin Jensen, Natasha Brenberg, or even the mysterious Daisy D, were directly connected to the attack on Cheyenne, or so they thought at that time, because the events that followed would add 3 more suspects to the list, turning this case into one of the most treacherous crimes Minnesota had ever seen.
Today's date is June 1st, 2016. This is ICR number 1601-4706, Detective Adams, Wright County Sheriff's Office. Present with Devin. What's your last name?
Boyles.
Boyles. What's your middle name, Devin?
Carl.
K or C?
C.
And your date of birth?
7/28/92.
I can read you Miranda too because you're in custody, you understand? Okay, I need to talk to you about Cheyenne. Can you pronounce your last name for me?
Cole.
You say how?
Cole.
There's nothing here, I'm sorry. Cole?
Yeah, COLCOUGH.
Okay. You got arrested by bounty hunters?
Yes.
When was that?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Where was that at?
It was the 30th.
The 30th?
In Maple Lake.
Okay, where at Maple Lake?
I don't know the address of the house.
Whose house was it?
I'm from the Justin.
Justin's house?
Yeah.
You know his last name?
No.
Do you know what he looks like?
He had short hair, green.
How about this? Black, white, Hispanic?
White.
Okay. Male, obviously. Yeah. How old?
Late 20s.
Shorter hair, you said?
Yeah, like no hair.
No hair?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of build? Tall, short?
Taller.
How tall?
6 feet.
What did he weigh about? Approximately.
155 to 160.
To 170 what?
160.
160, sorry. His name is Justin. You don't know his last name?
No.
Okay. And that was in Maple Lake. What time were you arrested?
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
1 p.m.? Your girlfriend with you?
Yes.
Okay, who else was there?
Natasha.
What's her last name?
I don't know.
Okay. So just Cheyenne, you and Natasha?
Yep.
Justin wasn't there? Okay. Look, I mean, I know there's meth use and whatever and stuff going on at their house. So, I told you what has happened to Natasha, or excuse me, to Cheyenne, and the situation basically is not good. Can you help me out with kind of knowing what would have led to that? Someone being absolutely brutally upset with her to go to the level of trying to kill her?
I don't know, man. You can talk to Justin.
Well, they're going to try to now, but we can't locate him. So...
Where did it happen and where was she?
It was out in the country. In a secluded place. She just found her laying on the ground this morning.
Sure.
She's at Mercy Hospital with a bullet through her head. She's in horrible shape, and we don't know if she's going to make it through the night. Who do you think she would have been hanging out with early in the morning hours last night?
I don't know who she would have been hanging out with.
I understand. Would she have been hanging out with Justin?
Maybe.
Natasha? I Are they meth users? Okay. Why were you guys at Justin's house?
He's a buddy of mine.
Because he's a buddy of yours.
And hers.
And hers. So Cheyenne and Justin got along?
Yeah. But he could have did it on him.
Does he have any weapons?
Yeah. What kind of weapon was it?
Well, I'm not positive yet because of the operation procedure and stuff. So, what kind of weapons does he have?
He can get his hand in there.
He can. Does he have weapons at the house?
22, I think.
Rifle or handgun? Rifle. Okay. Where do you see the 22 rifle at?
He just carries it around.
Around the house?
Yeah.
Does he bring it from his room or somewhere, or get it from the garage? Or... Okay. Why does he carry it around the house?
Because he's psychopath. I don't know, man. I don't. Justin's house. Go find out.
Why Justin's house, though?
Because that's the last place he was.
That you know of?
Yeah.
And that was at 1 o'clock?
In the afternoon.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
What's she saying? She's planning to go anywhere?
No. He was sleeping.
Okay, does she have a cell phone?
Cheyenne?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of phone is it?
HTC.
Is it a smartphone or a flip phone?
Smartphone.
Is it registered to her?
Yes.
What's the number? Do you want?
It's an robbery.
Can we go get that a little bit? Not right now.
Yeah, it's Verizon.
Verizon. The car that she's been using, that one from Iowa. I know it's stolen. I don't care.
She was driving it?
I don't know. Where would I find that? Where would
That's at Justin's house.
Where at?
Behind the side of the garage.
When you were arrested, it was there? On the back alley side?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it in the garage?
No.
Did you guys park it anywhere else ever to kind of keep it away from you guys?
No.
Did Justin ever use that car?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know if he used it yesterday or not.
Not before that.
No.
You don't think he's used it?
I know he hasn't used it.
Okay. Okay. You got my card? You didn't tear it up?
No, I didn't tear it up.
Okay. Will you contact me when you get a little more feeling better?
Yeah.
Can I come down and talk to you again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be in a different jail though.
Where at?
I don't know, I got holds all over.
Okay.
Stearns and Scott.
Okay. Then you know what happens. I may come down in the morning and talk to you. Get you a little more sleep.
Let me know if I need to don't make it or something.
I'll let you know tomorrow when I come down, okay? If you think of anything in the meantime, will you please let us know, okay? Thank you.
The interrogation with Devin Boyles confirmed that Cheyenne had also been at the house that morning. This was unusual since she was supposed to be living with her mother. Detectives decided to talk to Nicole again to gather every possible detail. Nicole explained that Cheyenne was extremely close to both Natasha and Callie Anderson. The three of them lived together with Natasha's boyfriend, Justin Jensen, and Callie's boyfriend, Sean Benson. Everyone in that circle considered Justin, also known as Daisy, the leader of the group. When detectives heard the name Daisy, they froze. It was the same name Cheyenne had tattooed on her body. Nicole went on to reveal a darker truth. Everything in that house revolved around Justin. No one dared to oppose him. He was calling himself the father of the White family. Investigators began to form a picture of life inside the home. If anyone was responsible for the crime, all signs pointed to Justin. But the real question was why. As detectives revisited the details of the case, they realized the answer had been in front of them all along. Devin Boyles. The way he was turned in by a bounty hunter meant someone had tipped them off about his location at Justin's house. The theory now was that Justin alerted the bounty hunters about Devin. Cheyenne confronted him, and then Justin killed her. What detectives didn't know at that point was that the truth about the final moments in that house would reveal a betrayal far deeper than they could imagine. Later on that same day, a woman contacted police, claiming her brother had sent her a Facebook message saying he was being threatened by his friends Justin and Sean and that he was near the International Falls. Her brother's name was Edward Zelo. It was the first time investigators had ever heard it. While the woman was terrified for her brother, detectives noticed something else in the message. It suggested that Justin and Sean were likely preparing to flee across the border. Investigators immediately expanded their search to that international crossing area. On June 3, 2016, 3 days after the shooting of Cheyenne, detectives received a tip that the missing car had been spotted at a gas station near the border. They rushed to review the surveillance cameras. What they found was a shocking twist. The footage showed Justin and Natasha in the car with her dogs. That seemed normal. But then a Chrysler pulled up beside them and Edward Zelo stepped out. This was the same man who had supposedly told his sister he was in danger of being killed by Justin. Yet here he was, casually talking with him, as if they were traveling together. They were seen shopping at the gas station, like nothing was wrong. Detectives also noticed that in the Chrysler were 2 more people who appeared to be Sean and Callie. The revelation was staggering. If all 5 of them were fleeing together, it meant all 5 were involved. Even Cheyenne's closest friends, Natasha and Callie. But while detectives were reeling from the shock, miles away, doctors at Mercy Hospital announced that Cheyenne Clough had died. For the first time since the shooting, the case was now officially classified as a homicide. The autopsy report confirmed that the bullets extracted from Cheyenne's head matched the rounds found inside Justin's house. By this time, detectives had completed a full report on Justin's closest friends and associates. One of the names on that list was a man living near International Falls. When investigators questioned him, he completely denied knowing Justin's whereabouts. But detectives didn't believe him. He seemed nervous, and his criminal record was filled with drug charges. They decided to keep surveillance on his home. Later, when he left the house with his girlfriend, officers noticed what appeared to be drugs in his possession. They stopped him and confirmed he was carrying narcotics. Even then, he insisted he knew nothing about Justin's location. His girlfriend, on the other hand, was far more cooperative. She told investigators about the house where the 5 suspects were hiding. With that information, SWAT was deployed. The fugitives were taken into custody without resistance. That day, detectives left with 5 suspects and a drug dealer. It looked like a major victory. But what the coming interrogations would uncover would turn that victory into something far darker, exposing the cruelty of the crime and the shocking pettiness of its motive.
19-year-old woman from Buffalo.
A girl on her way to school found Cheyenne Clough last Wednesday in Crow Springs County Park with gunshot wounds. She died over the weekend. Investigators tracked 5 people to near the Canadian border. They arrested 4 near the border and then another person in Todd County.
Inside the Cochichan County Sheriff's Office, detectives began their interrogations with the 5 suspects. They started with Callie, who was heavily under the influence of drugs, making it extremely difficult to question her. But despite her condition, Callie revealed the very first scene that had taken place inside the house. A scene that would ultimately set in motion the chain of events leading to Cheyenne's murder.
A situation that happened where Cheyenne started freaking out at Natasha, saying that she snitched on her boyfriend. And so Natasha told her she had to leave. And I came out of the room. And she saw Cheyenne's stuff was still in my room because she had brought everything in there and left it all in there when she went to go nap earlier, and she never came and got it. So then I was like, because she was freaking out my sister, I just said...
Say again?
Because she's freaking out my sister.
Who's your sister?
I call Natasha my sister. I just said...
Can you repeat that? I couldn't understand what you said, Callie. She saw stuff in your room? Is that what you said? What did you say?
Cheyenne's stuff was in my room, like
all
of her big belongings that she had with her. She kind of just left them in there when I woke her up in our room to go nap in the other room. She got up and left all her stuff in there. So then I just told her, just get your stuff and go. And that was the last thing I ever said.
Go where?
Just take your stuff and get out, basically.
So you told her to leave?
Yeah. Well...
Why'd you tell her to leave?
Because she was starting fights at the house that didn't need to happen. Like, not... like, she was freaking out for no reason.
You mean like a verbal altercation, a physical altercation? What do you mean by fighting? Describe that to me.
Verbal.
Verbal? What are they saying?
She Cheyenne was calling Natasha a snitch.
According to what Callie later revealed, it was Natasha who tipped off Cheyenne's boyfriend. The reason was simple. None of them liked him. That was why Natasha decided to contact the bounty hunters and let them know that Devin Boyles would be at their house so they could catch him. When Cheyenne found out, she confronted Natasha, and the argument quickly escalated. But the question remained, was that really a convincing reason for the day to end with Cheyenne's murder?
Just say, how'd she react?
I don't remember exactly what she said to her. Something.
Did she give it back to her? I mean, how did she react to that?
What?
I'm asking, how did Tasha react to Cheyenne yelling at her, claiming that she was a snitch?
I don't remember exactly how she reacted. I know that she called Justin and said that she was freaking out at her, and then Justin just said, then tell her to leave and ride out of there or something, and Cheyenne got a ride. I don't know what happened after that. Then Justin came home. It was me, Natasha, Justin, and Sean all at home.
Okay. But you told me just like 2 minutes ago, you said you told her to leave and get her stuff and go.
Yeah, out of my room.
Okay.
And then they told her that she had to leave the house.
Okay.
And
so Natasha called Justin, told Justin, Cheyenne's freaking out. And Justin recommended that she just grab her items and get the heck out. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah.
Callie explained that when Justin arrived, he decided to kick Cheyenne out and offered to drive her himself. But when detectives pressed her with the critical question, why would Justin need to drive her if she already had her own car? She refused to answer. Instead, she asked for a lawyer and said nothing more. This led investigators to turn their attention to the other person who might hold the answers they needed, Natasha Brenberg.
So, we're here to talk about something, and I think you probably know what that is. Okay.
Yeah, I know about Cheyenne.
Right. What do you know of why we want to talk to you?
She's killed. I'm not gonna lie for anybody anymore.
Please don't.
I was freaking out because I wanted to turn myself in, and they told me that I was stupid. I was like, I understand, but I didn't kill Cheyenne, and I don't want to be blamed for killing Cheyenne.
$1 million question, honey. And this is your life on the line. Either you cooperate or not. She thought you turned her boyfriend in. And then what happened?
It was like 1 o'clock at night. It was just Cheyenne and I and Callie. And she got all snippety with me returning him in and started getting louder and told her she needed to leave the house. And Justin wasn't home yet. And I was like, listen, you have to, until Justin gets here. And then she's like, I'm not leaving. And she kept getting disrespectful, rude, and making snarky comments. And I was like, listen, either you leave now or I call the police. And then she started getting all smart about, well, if you're going to turn me in, then we're just going to turn Callie in also.
Detectives would later learn that Callie actually had an assault case pending. She was out on bail, but had skipped her bail bond hearing. If Cheyenne reported her to the police, it would mean immediate arrest. That made the motive clear. Cheyenne had discovered that Natasha was the one who tipped off her boyfriend, and now they feared Cheyenne would strike back by turning Callie in.
He made a smart comment, and I grabbed her by the back of her hoodie and pulled her to the door to tell her that she didn't need to be disrespectful. So I went at the gun and I put it in the backpack. And I brought it and I gave it to Justin. And then Justin said that Cheyenne was going to get a ride home with Eddie and Sean.
What happens to Cheyenne and the others?
They came back 1.5 hours later.
Who's they?
Eddie and Sean.
Okay.
And Cheyenne.
What did you say?
Sean shot Cheyenne. Sean couldn't get me gone to work. And so he had to show him how to do it. And then Mr. Ed had shot her in the back. She started running. And Eddie had to pin her down and restrain her. I was at home with Kelly and Justin. I am not the one that gave her a ride. I can't tell you what park it was at, and I do not even know how to load it. God, and I'm going down for murder for someone, and I wasn't even there.
Sweetheart, you were the one fighting with her. Justin's your boyfriend.
Yeah, I fought with her before she left.
And you guys didn't want her at your house.
No. I wanted her out.
So your boyfriend gets a gun from you that ultimately kills her.
At this point, the only solid lead detectives had was Natasha's testimony. No DNA evidence was recovered from Cheyenne's body or beneath her nails as investigators had hoped when she was first taken to the hospital. The murder weapon was also missing and had not been found with the group. What detectives did have were messages between Natasha and someone named Tash. In those conversations, Natasha insisted she had not been directly involved in the killing and that she had even wanted to turn herself in. With that in mind, investigators made a decision. Despite everything, they would not file charges against her in exchange for her cooperation to tighten the case against Justin, especially since both Sean and Edward had refused to speak and immediately requested lawyers. Now it was time to confront Justin Jensen. He had no idea that Natasha, the woman he thought he had ordered the killing for, had already betrayed him, just as she had betrayed her closest friend by allowing her to walk to her death.
Cheyenne.
A friend. A real close friend of mine.
How'd you guys come up to International Falls here?
We came up for a family vacation. Just relax and hang out.
Do you know why we want to talk to you, Justin?
Well, I heard she got shot and was...
Holy smokes. Had you waited that long to come out with that? You just sat here for 34 minutes and you're just waiting to get that off your chest, I think. You're in custody, questioning a murder of somebody, and you're talking about a family trip?
How did your close friend Cheyenne pass away?
She got shot and assaulted.
Okay. By who?
Eddie and Sean.
And the information we got is that you told them to do it.
I didn't tell anyone to do anything.
But you gave them the gun to go ahead and go do it.
Yeah. I knew when they were leaving that they were going to do that.
And you did nothing.
I didn't tell them to kill Cheyenne.
Justin continued the chain of betrayal within what they called the White family, where he had crowned himself the father. On June 8, 2016, Sean Benson was formally charged with second-degree murder. Both Justin Jensen and Edward Victor Zelko were charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder. Natasha Brenberg and Callie Anderson were released in exchange for their testimony against the others in court. On June 13th, Natasha sat in a recorded interview with Justin. He still believed she was his loyal lover.
Have you visited Eddie yet? No. I need you to do that. He's coming undone, baby. Yeah. Eddie's coming undone and something needs to be done about it. Eddie's making up and he keeps telling people the truth is going to come out. No, we're not going to say another word. Yeah. We're not going to, these walls have ears.
After that interview, and while detectives were still building the case against the three suspects, one investigator uncovered a video recorded on a camera after Cheyenne's death. It became critical evidence proving who had been the mastermind.
Hey, you don't know who I am. But yes, you do. Murder charges ain't. When you ain't guilty.
In 2018, after all the evidence had been gathered, the three suspects agreed to plead guilty. Sean Benson and Justin Jensen were sentenced to 40 years in prison. Edward Zelko received 30 years. No charges were ever filed against Natasha or Callie. In the end, Cheyenne Clough was nothing more than a young girl thrown into difficult circumstances. She became pregnant at 15, and when the father of her child left, she tried to place her trust in her friends. But tragically, she chose friends who could never be trusted. They pulled her into a circle filled with danger. It was through them that she met Devin Boyles, a friend of Justin. And it was that same connection that ultimately cost her life. Natasha and Callie, however, walked away far luckier than anyone else. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime documentaries. See you in the next video.